Slim Nady. I can't get ahead in life because I can't stop saying sorry. I say it repeatedly without ever taking a breath. Sorry, 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 sorry. In actuality, I regret nothing. I've been forced to feel shame too frequently in life, pushing me into a state of absolute shamelessness. I can almost picture the sharpened eyes of God glaring at me through your t-shirt. Aw, fuck. I almost forgot that I'm the greatest poet on earth. I think I have an undiscovered illness which makes lesbians love me like one of their own. If I see you on television, I want to see you kiss. Long distance. There are plenty of things I ignore and move on from, but this has been a knife through a note in the drywall. It's 1:30 a.m. and I hardly feel anything. I stay up late thinking about how I'd win back my ex, holding her up like a Valentine, asking, do you have a favorite symptom of all these various stages of grief? The ego cannot be killed by one person alone, no matter how easily her shape can be recognized through the material of her hazmat suit. I say this and everything else with love, unless noted. We'll have to forget about each other most of the time now. Just sit back and look like the killer you are. Church. Beautiful depression, there's no beauty in knowing you. Just once I'd like to fail to notice the shape of you from across the mall. Is God's only plan for me to be tortured by loneliness? I wish I could become a gargoyle. I'd just sit here and enjoy the view. Forgetting that poetry exists for a moment, I catch sight of your curves beyond the flat stacks of bodiless jeans. It's 11 o'clock, but it's not 11:11. I'm not going to touch you with my hands. The luck of a slug. I live a very simple life. My eyes don't work unless I'm looking at money. I fan out some dollars across the hotel room's bed, across the perfectly curved bankroll that is hidden inside my sweetheart's secret vault. I have always had a horrible fetish for bank tellers, and I only have one heart to be damaged by love. Walking through the days with the constant feeling that I might have forgotten to pay my bills. I could have had a better life if I weren't afraid to commit tax fraud. If I got rich off my failures, I would give it all back. So what is my end game? I think it's more important to ask what end I'm trying to avoid. Empathy expert. I'm starting to think that the world doesn't need more artists. My true calling is to get rich enough to bail goth girls out of jail. All aspects of life are a part of a greater funeral, trying and failing to create a place for yourself. Nope alert. You can't go anywhere without being blinded by commercials. Downtown in the city, the companies shoot commercials into our marching minds with flashlights. There are advertisements all over this restaurant menu. Am I not allowed to have one single peaceful evening with my corporate-sponsored blow-up doll? Glancing at my date's dangerously inflated forehead, which has been stamped with my third favorite tech company's brand logo, I tell this doll that I am much too emotionally manipulative to ever go to hell, and that I am a more normal version of Jesus, and that I am almost 33 years old. For my next trick, I will rocket the two of us up into the clouds towards the freshest air I can find. Sometimes I doubt anything good will happen to either of us. Influence. I am eating the best sandwich I have ever eaten, and I am grunting and sweating and lifting my sandwich like a very heavy weight. The ghosts of pigs and cows and vegetables come flying out from beneath the slices of bread. Then more ghosts fly out of those ghosts, and my sandwich is starting to taste like air. There's no reason to love anything more than food, not even romance or seeing someone beautiful. And there's only one thing I want to do to you, and it doesn't involve a candlelight dinner. Times are changing for the worst, unfortunately, but you and that sandwich are giving me a brand new feeling that I don't know how to articulate or pray to God about. I hope you have a good afternoon if you truly need it to be one. Cardboard museum. Genius and madness and genius and madness, and people are beginning to wonder why I never leave my room. Most days I am not living the life I write about. I am sitting in a chair with phrase on the ankles of my jeans. Lucky for both of us, I am learning how to throw my voice out the door and across the whole city to a perfect little neighborhood with 2 cars in every garage, and everyone thinks I'm gay there. Everyone out there is having a blast, celebrating and glaring at those who are different than them. This is the world that Jesus imagined, and the cops show up with a case of cold ones, and the cops all hate you, and they are glaring at you from across the street. I am learning to love cops like a useful bag of blood. This party doesn't feel like a party anymore. Glam. The internet was always doomed to ruin the internet. The internet exploded itself by sticking a knife into a bomb. Meanwhile, I stay off the internet filling a whole notebook with subliminal pornography directed towards the various online hotties of literature. I stay offline and go to church in your bedroom. I don't want to do this by myself. I leave and come back and you are still squishing your knees together and making weird noises through your nose. In my notebook, I draw a picture of you, then I draw a picture of my hand in yours. Nothing makes us lonely like heaven on earth.